Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 677 for comics originally releasing October the 19th and October the 20th. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up in your local comic book shops this coming week, Drew, what's the big items of the week? Is it bisexual Superman, or is it Adam Warlock, or is it any of the other things going on?
Okay, I don't know what's the Adam Warlock thing.
They cast Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they cast, let's see, what the kid from the one movie that makes me really good. Will Poulter will play Adam Warlock in the next installment of the Marvel franchise's Guardians of the Galaxy 3. So look for those books to blow the heck up.
Those books are going to go crazy.
They're already going crazy.
Yeah.
But what's the movie with Jennifer Aniston, and they're in an RV, and they're going...
Oh, yeah, we're the Millers.
Yeah, the Millers. We're the Millers. And you know the little blonde kid that, like, they made the meme out of. It's like, you guys are getting paid, or you guys are this.
Him?
That's him.
He's Adam Warlock?
He is Adam Warlock. Well, I mean, he's grown up a bit and, you know, jawed out and all that fun stuff. But, like, there has been so much fun with that old meme and him being Adam Warlock. It's been a fun few days.
Oh, wow, I missed that completely somehow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to brag, Kyle, but I got me some NFTs.
Oh, I saw in the Slack you talking about that, so I was clicking links and going to places and signing up for XYZ NFT account and XYZ DC thing. I never did get it figured out, and I quit.
You quit. Yeah. So yeah, I got me Harley Quinn. And a Jessica Cruz NFT. They're both rare. They're both rare, by the way.
Look at you pulling rares.
Yeah, I got pulling rares. 2 for 2 on rares. So like me and only 30,000 people have those. So
dope.
That's super rare.
So you started your blockchain account. Yeah.
Well, it is, but I wasn't going to do it because I'm a bit of a tree hugger, and I didn't like the environmental concerns about NFTs, right? But this is Palm technology.
Oh.
And Palm is 99.9% more energy efficient.
But is it gluten free? True.
Than the blockchain Ethereum stuff. So, or ethereal. Is it ethereal?
It's Ethereum. And don't tell anybody I'm over here mining it myself the old-fashioned way and using all kind of electricity.
I don't want to know.
Sorry. You hug the trees.
Yeah.
I will use them as firewood.
Yeah. So I got me a couple NFTs, and thank you DC. It was fun.
Was it the same joy of opening the 1986 Donruss baseball cards?
No.
Oh.
No. It was 1982 Donruss, I think, that had the Cal Ripken.
There you go. I was going for the 86. I was always trying to pull that Jose Canseco.
Oh, the Jose Cansecos, yeah. And it was cool. They're just kind of like spinning little images. So I thought maybe there'd be like a comic embedded in there or something, but no, just a little unique number that makes it unique to me. It's in my little collection, spinning around on my trophy case, my NFT trophy case.
But the addiction has begun.
I can see the appeal. It was kind of fun. It was a bit of a hassle to do like the 2 or 3 step sign up thing.
Mm-hmm. When I saw you already comparing to some of our Patreons, what they got and what you got, and whose was better.
Yeah, and it's early days of this. It hasn't even been doing this. It hasn't been going on for a year yet. So everybody.
Well, one could say you're in the golden age.
Yeah, the golden age of NFTs. Yeah, but like when I was talking to Wolf a couple of weeks ago for an episode back in the feed somewhere, maybe just 2 or 3 episodes.
I was gonna say it was like 2 weeks ago, homie.
It was only like 2 weeks ago, but he was talking about Vive and their plans, and people are buying Vive NFTs, but they can't sell them anywhere else besides within the Vive environment. Mm-hmm. And they're working on like a shared environment to be able to buy sell trade outside of that. Mm-hmm. And then so I think that's like when we get to that where there's like an eBay of the NFTs, that'll be fun.
Or you can trade them for for Bitcoin.
Trade them all for a Moon Knight or something.
There you go.
Yeah, so that was kind of neat. You can't. I think the deadline passed now. You can't get the free ones from DC anymore. So by the time you listen to this, because it's all linked to, it was all as a promotion for DC Fandom, which is as you're listening to this episode, it's going on. I think it starts 9 a.m. Saturday, the 16th of October. So you are probably, it's been going on for a couple hours by the time I get this thing out. But that's DC's big event where they announce a lot of the stuff for the coming year. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited for it.
That's awesome.
So the NFT thing did its job, and I liked it. Had fun. We'll like if DC just wants to roll out some, I would probably do a Detective 27. I would probably do an Action 1. I would probably do all the stuff that I have facsimiles of.
No doubt. Yeah.
I think that would be fun. And maybe some of the characters that I like that a lot of other people don't like. If they do a Blue Devil NFT, I'm there. If they do a Sergeant Rock NFT, I'm there. I think that would be fun to get some of that stuff. But is it kind of silly and probably going to go away?
No.
It might.
Believe.
Wolf makes a great case. He's like a NFT salesman, and he had me convinced. He was evangelizing on the NFT, and I was getting it. I was feeling it.
You ready to run through the wall?
But then I see the other side too, because there's some naysayers. There's some naysayers on the NFTs, and I get that side too. It's a weird world, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of strange. But yeah, I had fun and I'm excited about it. So I went from that to go check out some of the New York Comic Con footage and just kind of see what I was missing out. Had a little FOMO. So I was checking that out. Looked like a bit of a yawner, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Artist Alley seemed really slim.
Yeah, it seemed like I was noticing that myself.
And that's the draw for me. I don't care so much about the cosplay and the pop culture people. I'm there for the Artist Alley. And
you're a big fan of the cosplayers. I've gone to a con with you.
Well, yeah. I mean, some of them are lovely, lovely creatures, but I'm not a cosplayer myself. So I don't understand. Not yet, yeah. Until my Mr. Knight costume comes in.
There you go.
But yeah, it looked kind of sad. All the masks and stuff, looked like everybody was kind of standoffish, not as much interaction, and it just didn't seem like a Comic-Con to me. So I think it's probably the smart move not to do any cons for me this year. I think that was probably the way to go. What else came? Oh, we heard Saga. We got a date for Saga. It's January 22nd, I believe. It comes back.
It'll be in the next previews.
Yeah, so we're excited about that. What else is going on?
Which is a lot of people talking about Saga. That's been awesome.
Yeah, and I think it was maybe was it 2 years ago where I was really, really enjoying the Super Sons, and I love the dynamic between John Kent and Damian, and then that bastard Bendis came in and aged him up, and I got so mad that they turned him in. They made him old, and Damian stayed the same age, and I was like, "What the heck is this about?" And now he came out of the closet, and he's bisexual now, and I just feel like they just did that on purpose to hurt me. They just took him away, and now I can't hang out. We can't do Super Sons anymore. It's so weird because you can't be. He's dating, and Damien's still just fighting crime and being a 14-year-old.
When you get in those relationships, first thing that goes is your friends.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of weird. But if anybody's going to handle it right, it'll probably be Tom Taylor.
And that's what I've had a few people come to me and ask me about this whole bisexual Superman, and I've poo-pooed some of the Robin stuff in the past. It's just a writer trying to make some name for himself. But I can't say that in this regard because I've been a long-standing Tom Taylor guy.
Yeah.
So I mean, I trust and I'm excited for what he's doing there, and I hope we get to a point where these just become things that happen and we don't have to stop everything and talk about them.
Yeah, no, didn't we do something with Red Robin 6 months ago?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, wasn't quite 6 months ago.
What happened there?
He went out on a date with a guy as well.
And that was it. No, we don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, we're just kind of.
Why are we so up in arms? We collectively as the comic community. Why are we so up in arms about this? Then we weren't so up in arms about Red Robin.
Well, it was the same reaction is the same reaction.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, another thing I wanted to tell you. This was fun. I have a switch job, so my new job is next to a different comic book shop. So which is cool. It's close by, so it's my lunchtime destination. And I walked in there and asked him. I was like, how's your Penguin Random House shipment this week?" He's like, "Don't you mention that name in here." I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's like, that name shall not be spoken of in this establishment." And
they Voldemorted Penguin Random House
already. He said, if their warehouse explodes, you didn't see nothing, you didn't hear nothing. And I was like, "Oh my goodness." I said, "How bad was it?" He said, "Well, this week I got about 100 damages." And I said, "Oh, well, is it like a 9.8 to a 9.2 or 9.4 or something?" He's like, No, it's like a 9.8 to a 2.0. He's like, "These things are destroyed."
Wow.
And then he said, "Here's what they ship them in." And he turns around and he grabs a box. And he pulls out this box that is the size of a comic.
Mm-hmm.
And looks like it'll hold maybe 40 or 50 stacked up. And it is thin as it is the thinnest cardboard I have ever seen. I mean, it's almost like a
mailer
folder.
Yeah.
Type thickness. I'm like, they thought this was going to be the solution to mail comics. I mean, anybody, even if you weren't, I would think, even if you weren't a comic person, could look at these things and say, "Oh, that's not adequate."
Yeah.
And he said, and they're so small that you're getting so many of these small boxes. So, like, you used to get a big box full of comics, so there were less chances for the boxes to get beat up. But because these things are so small and don't hold that much, you're getting 20 and 30 of them, and they're bouncing all over the place. And, the poor delivery guys have that many more chances to drop them on a corner. And, he said, he showed me the inside. He's like, now, they put an extra piece of cardboard on the bottom. Like, that's so in case the box gets dropped, it'll be okay. Like, that's how it works in the real world. That the only thing that would happen is boxes never get flipped over or turned on their sides. They only get dropped straight up and down.
This side up means this side up.
I mean, I was dumbfounded because I really kind of thought there was some exaggeration going on. That they weren't that bad and that it wasn't a big deal. But these are pathetic excuses for boxes.
Mm-hmm. They'd get you kicked off eBay right away.
And you know what? He can. I think it's salvageable if they buy a big thick wall box and pack those boxes inside. So it's like a double wall. I think you'll be okay at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll be back to have. But then that might cause a weight problem for shipping and cause a premium price. I don't know. But I think it's probably salvageable if they do some kind of double boxing. But other than that, they can't continue with these. These are a joke. And he said this week he had lost 100, and the week before was bad, and he was not happy, and he said no one's called him. You know, he's mentioned he's said he's got they was telling me about the procedure with the amount of labor intensive procedure for returns, that he has to go through all this effort of UPCs and pictures and descriptions of damage and items and stuff, and he's like, they have this information because I ordered it from him, but I have to regurgitate it to them back, and he said the amount of time I have to spend per comic is ridiculous, and it's for a $2 comic.
Jeez.
He's got $2 in that, and he's spending all that time trying to get a refund or a reprint. And I said, well, they only print so much for damages. He's like, he said they need to do a complete reprint the entire week's shipment for both weeks.
That's crazy.
And just reship them again, and take it as a loss and take their lumps, because it's that bad and it's all over and it's pervasive. So, at first I thought it was not that big of a deal, but getting it straight from a horse's mouth, I kind of think it must be something to this.
You've seen the boxes with your own hands.
I've seen these flimsy boxes with my own hands, and they are pathetic. They are pathetic. I don't know. I mean, I guess I'm used to like the diamond boxes and how thick they are, and beefed up, and these are half at least half the thickness of those. It's ridiculous. Anyway, let's get off this depressing talk. And wait, one more thing. And before he got into this, and before he started telling me the spilling the tea on this, he's like, he had made a couple of those jokes, and he was like, he looked at me up and down because I had shirt and tie on. He's like, "Are you a Penguin rep?" I'm like, "No, I am not from Penguin Random House. I'm just curious about how this all came down, because I was like, if I would have said yes, I might not have made it out of there alive."
Yeah, you've been shanked.
Anyway, what was I saying? Well, let's go look previews. Let's go look at back half stuff.
Yeah, of course we like to dig through the previews now a little bit. Spend a little bit of time talking about what we're looking at a couple months in advance. Looks like our order is going to be due next week, if not a little bit after that. I got to check that. I keep missing dates on that. But now we're going to dig through some of our smaller publishers in the previews, the ones that don't get the big 25 pages, that just have a page or two. And we're going to start with our Ablaze comics. And we have Animal Castle #1, Xavier Dorison and Felix Delep. So I don't know if this is another anthropomorphic DELEP. That's Delep.
Yeah. Xavier Dorison and Felix Delep. Yeah, that's cool. This does look like a Stray Dogs ripoff, doesn't it?
There we go. Yeah.
Well, for fans of the best-selling Stray Dogs and the Eisner Award-winning Beasts of Burden comes an animal fable at once familiar and surprising. I do like the art. It looks really nice.
I was going to say the art is quite.
Who was the guy that we liked? That Ben Dewey was doing what was that animal book that he was doing a while ago where they were in the like floating cities up in the air.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. That was really good.
Yeah, this looks like Ben Dewey art. It's so good. It's really really strong. I like it a lot. That's really nice. Anyway, for us the deep discount order is due on the 21st.
Gotcha. So
For the
next
rest
week.
of you peons that don't do deep discount cowabunga, then you're probably a little earlier than that.
There you go.
And I like the fact that they're adding these QR codes that you can preview the issues.
Yeah.
That's kind of neat. We talked about it a little bit last week during FOC. It was the Laura #1.
Mm-hmm.
Gilla March's Laura. And since I loved Carmen so much, this is issue #2.
He Who Fights with Monsters #4. I do not recognize the parody cover #4. Or the cover D on that one.
It looks like a Daredevil cover, right?
Yeah, it's something like that, so I'll have to figure that out. I got all kinds of parody covers that I just am not... I'm failing with these parody covers. I apologize.
What was the... We didn't get one for Animal Castle, did we?
Mm-hmm.
No. This Ablaze, month after month, they seem to be adding more and more to
It looks like they're working on some stuff.
Yeah, and it's been pretty good quality, too.
Mm.
But the A's, really strong. We've got AWA, we got Aftershock,
Yeah.
and now we might have to start paying attention to Ablaze.
Yeah. I'm in Action Lab looking around now. Nothing new kicking off from them.
You're all the way down to Action Lab?
Mm-hmm. I moved through a few things.
I guess you didn't see anything you liked. What
Correct.
about Advent Comics? War Guard #1. Tony Cottrell. Heaven's greatest warriors have arrived. The Archangel Michael leads the greatest warriors from the golden realm of heaven to earth to protect mankind from the machinations of the fallen. Advent Comics.
Sure. I'm down in Aftershock for Maniac of New York. The Bronx is Burning #1 by Elliot Kalin with art by Andrea Muti. The Bloody Saga of Maniac Harry continues. Waha.
Did you read the first one?
I did not.
What do you think about that mask variant?
That's what I was just looking at. It's pretty cool. I like the incentive cover.
The
I like
incentive
mask
cover is
variant,
pretty
but-
nice as well.
And again, I'm not easy on, Bloody Saga. It tends to make me move on. So just FYI. Horror comics are not my game. That being said, I can be, you'll catch me with a nail biter and stuff, so.
Is Tales of Mother F. Goose, is that a Scarface cover?
That is a Scarface cover, and that is friggin' dope. It's $7. It's 48 pages, which, again, classic Kyle is going to say, no, but I have to have that.
Yeah.
So that is legitimately being ordered.
And then we have Pulp Fiction also as an incentive cover.
Well, hold on, I want to read the Tales of Mother F. Goose
Gotcha.
blurb. The three little pigs are gluttonous casino owners. Little Miss Muffet is a hard-nosed cop with arachnophobia. The three blind mice are ocularly impaired assassins. Puss in Boots is a feline-faced scumbag. Welcome to the Tales of Mother F. Goose, where your favorite fairy tales are turned into twisted characters right out of a Tarantino movie. Picking up from Little Red Hood, I don't know if that Shock Comics, and Along Came a Spider After Dark. We will make you a promise. This is the book that will ruin your childhood. Sorry, kids, in advance.
Yes.
And retailers being talked about some incentives on these debut issues. But that Scarface cover is dope. Pulp Fiction cover is dope. But do I need two $7 books?
Probably not.
No.
Ahoy Comics gives us Snifter of Death 3. My Bad #2, the Mark Russell book. No new releases for Ahoy. I liked Big Man Plans.
I liked Big Man's Plans was awesome.
Yeah, so it's got an extended edition graphic novel. I don't know what they've added. 30 additional pages of story and bonus material. Okay, cool.
From Albatross Funny Books. Not gonna catch me with Zorro. I'm not into.
What is that? American Mythology? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
What is it? Is that what this label is? Man, I don't know about this.
This is Zorro.
Yeah.
Yeah. None of that stuff's in my wheelhouse, unfortunately.
We're trotting Rags out for another one shot. Page 242. Archie gets a holiday special.
You said 242 had Rags?
I think it did.
Oh, you're looking at literal pages, not digital pages.
Oh, yeah, I guess I'm looking at literal pages. I'm sorry. Still getting Michael Turner's Fathom, but Michael Turner's not involved at all. From Aspen. How is it Michael Turner's Fathom if... Oh, because he does a variant cover. Okay, I see. Down to Asylum. I'm not seeing much down there.
Past Your Beloved Crossed with Avatar.
Yeah, they're doing. These are graphic novels for $2.99 a piece.
3D crossed 3D.
Yeah, so that really worries me. I mean, I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I love this Avatar stuff, and that's a good deal, and I'll probably buy some of them. But I'm a little concerned about Avatar's long-term deal. Is all they have to offer is stuff in their warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a $20 art book on sale for $5.99 plus discount. I mean,
no.
They just they're shutting the doors, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like, we're gonna make it through the end of the year, and then that'll be the end.
Mm-hmm.
I that's all I can assume, because I see nothing new being offered, just old stuff blowing out.
Yeah. Buy two, get one free here soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
From our good friends, artists, writers, and artisans, we talked about this Hotel Hell, or it's HOTELL. Going to a second volume of that one, so they got another story to tell on that one. Yeah, and they've, of course, got the Volume 1 trade available as well. But this one looks even creepier than this. I think I read the first one and just didn't go back to it just because I got sidetracked.
Yeah.
They also
was
have
good.
Crimson Cage #1 from John Lees.
Yeah, same guy. Same guy that did Hotel. Yeah.
Exactly. Double, toil and trouble, brace yourself for a no-holds-barred reimagining of William Shakespeare's Macbeth from the critically acclaimed creator of Sink. New Orleans, 1984. Chuck Frenzy is the main event star of the local Louisiana pro wrestling territory.
Can you please explain to me, Kyle, the crossover of wrestling fans to comic fans? Why is that? What is the connection? Is it the like the story aspect of wrestling maybe that translates?
Possibly.
I don't know.
We just never got the TV stations, so we never got the chance to even do any wrestling.
Yeah, I was wondering, did you ever get into wrestling at all?
I had a friend that liked to come to my house because I would rent the pay-per-views if he'd bring beer, but that's about it. But
No,
yeah, I mean, I've seen the bleed over of wrestling stars coming out of things and getting involved in like video game worlds and
yeah.
a bunch of other stuff, and some of the sports figures I like and their love for wrestling going in. So I'm aware of many a wrestler, tertiarily, but not.
But even like comic podcasters, like 11 O'Clock Comics, I think most of those guys are wrestling fans. I think some of the Comic Geek Speak guys are wrestling fans, and I've heard a few, more than a few over the years, that there's a significant crossover between wrestling fans and comic fans, or it's just
Searching for a hero in whatever form you can.
people of an age that are comic fans were also of the same age where when WrestleMania and that stuff was big.
Yeah.
That could be as well. Out number 3. I read that first issue by Rob Williams. It was really good. I didn't like the pitch, but I read it anyway because I like Rob Williams. But it's like Hogan's Heroes, not funny Hogan's Heroes, and like with vampires, right? So it's like it's tunneling and escaping from prisoner of war camp in German-controlled prisoner of war camp. But then there's like a vampire involved, and so that's not a great pitch to me, but it really worked. And Rob Williams is really good writer. I need to make sure I follow him to whatever he does. Sometimes I miss it.
Down in Behemoth is the next thing that catches my eye, and that is No Holds Barred, B-A-R-D, Bard, like the mythological singer Bard. On sale December 1st, 24 pages.
Wow. Okay.
When
That's
Queen
neat.
Elizabeth I is kidnapped, only the dramatic duo of William Shakespeare and William Page and their superhero alter egos, the Bard and Page, can save her. Written in iambic pentameter, No Holds Barred is a throwback comedy adventure 400 years in the making.
Wow. Oh man, I don't know if I can read that again. I haven't had to read Shakespearean poetry for a long time. And I don't do it for fun.
Yeah, I don't typically speak in iambic pentameter, but we shall see. Okay. I had no interest in this, and then I read the blurb. Night Janik, number 1, here from Behemoth. What if Zelda and Conan had a child? The answer is Night Janik. Things are not going well in the realm of Fancy Lake. The royal couple falls a victim of a fatal accident, and the fresh new Duke shows a disturbing passion for the occult. As if it were not enough, a strange wanderer arrives in the capital.
So you're telling me Zelda left Link for Conan?
Yeah. I believe this is probably miswritten, and they assume Zelda is the guy and not the princess. So
nerds that aren't nerdy enough.
Yeah, so it's actually Link and Conan had a baby, but yeah.
Yeah, we don't want Zelda to leave Link.
No. Black Mask with their
boo.
Hecate's will, or Hecate's will, or Hecate's will. In Destiny, New York.
Blue Moon Comics LLC. They have Devil Tree number 1 about a ruthless serial killer. Brought his victims to an ancient oak tree. I like that.
Sounds like witches.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. And here we have Billy the Kit, number 3 from our friends at Blue Juice Comics.
You never doubted that
number 1.
You never doubted that they would be soliciting each one of those.
No, they are soliciting monthly in succession, just as they promised they would. So, so far, so good.
A little boundless for you, Kyle.
Yeah, we'll scroll a little slower, but we're moving on.
What is this Western? What is this supernatural post-apocalyptic Western?
It's a book.
Oh, it's a book. $50 book. Hardcover. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not Not interested. This is a comic podcast, well, not a hardcover podcast.
We can barely get floppy comics correct.
Yeah.
You can't add a
Yeah.
whole nother medium to us. Moving quickly through the Dynamic Forces stuff that I want to buy and never do.
But you know what? A Star Wars Boba Fett hardcover for $10 is pretty good.
Uh-huh.
It must be a tiny thing. How many pages is it? 60 pages. Oh, and it's a humor book. Yeah. I was like, oh, that sounds like a pretty good deal. Have you ever watched the previews YouTube show? Me neither.
I've seen some of the things that they toss on like Facebook and clicked a few things, but never actually head through.
Yeah.
Available now. You can get your Overstreet guide number 51, Drew.
Was it time?
Let's-
What page are you on?
I am on physical page 294.
Oh man, I gotta get moving.
And actually, you can, if you're on 293, they begin there.
Oh wait. Can't ship one of the. It'll probably be down in the Fanographics, but Red Room trigger warnings number 1, the Ed Pisker.
Ah. Yep.
So what are we going to do here?
We talked about series of 2020 kicks off its second 4-issue season.
We're going to relaunch.
They're doing those as seasons.
Okay, that's cool.
And it's a self-contained miniseries of monthly comic storytelling.
Yeah, it turns out this is the Red Room's the biggest book Fanographics has ever had.
That's crazy.
They've never had a bigger selling floppy. Maybe one of their OGNs did better. Maybe I don't even know that if that's true. But Red Room is their biggest selling floppy, which is cool. We got Crash Pad number 1 by Gary Panter. Weird shape, right? I guess it's not that.
Yeah.
And it's also black and white, and it's also $6. All things that are tough.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They're reissuing the Hip Hop Family Tree boxes. If I had the extra $120 laying around, I would buy those with the slip cases. Really nice. I did enjoy that book a lot. I don't usually double dip though.
There you go.
Take something special, like Hip Hop Family Tree. There's Overstreet. Okay, it's time already.
Down into some of the heavy metal stuff. I haven't seen them do another really good launch yet of a few things. I was looking forward to this Swamp God. But other than that, I haven't seen some of the stuff I've been waiting for them. I liked that they were
no new launches
back
this
into
week.
Venturing back into the floppy comics and sorts. So I hope they keep that up.
Have you been enjoying the stuff that they've been launching? I have. I thought it's all been pretty
absolutely. Good. Especially a lot of the Romero stuff. Well, all AG with some of this stuff here with the humanoids.
Magnetic Press. Beneath the Trees looks like Calvin and Hobbes to me.
Ah.
Oni needs to step up and do something. They've not put out a lot of floppies that I don't know who they're writing for. It must not be from me.
I mean, yeah, they've got their Rick and Morty things, and
oh yeah, that's true.
So there are some things there, but yeah, it feels like underutilized would be a good descriptor. And like they're not launching anything this month. It doesn't look like.
I can't believe we're still reissuing Scott Pilgrim in various shapes and sizes. How about Six Gun? Did you ever read any of the Six Gun?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, wasn't it?
I don't even remember it. I remember reading it because you were reading it.
Yeah.
And I remember reading it and not reading Six Gun Gorilla, but making sure I read that one. And,
I don't think I finished it.
Drew, I'm down in Red 5 Comics at the moment, looking at Download #1 from Scott Chitwood.
Yes.
When Eric is hit by a mysterious blast of light from space, he suddenly finds his mind filled with designs for strange devices. But when he blindly begins building them, he won't discover what they do until he and his friends turn them on. But do they dare turn them on? In the spirit of the Goonies and the Explorers, the adventure begins here from the creators of Haunted and Riptide.
Wow.
So that looks kind of interesting, yeah.
I like that.
So Download #1 from Red 5 seems some cool stuff there.
So it looks like Scout's got a couple. King's Vengeance by Peter Ricca and Davila LeBlanc. And then we have Cult of Icarus by Jenilyn Wright and Carl Stominski, both #1s. Oh, we also have Dancing with the Dragon by Rob McKinnon and Luca Casalanguida. A lot of new #1s from them.
Yeah.
Second Sight, not seeing anything new from them. Just a one-shot, Victoria Black one-shot. What's the deal with these animated busts? Just like to combat the
pop figures.
The pop figures, yeah.
Yeah, a little more half statue, more cost-efficient statue.
Source Point spending some money. They got full-page spreads on some of their new stuff. We got Rise of Dracula, #1, Rich Davis and Puis Calzada, maybe?
I like it.
And then Blood on Sunset by Mark Dana and Arjuna Saswini. Another highly anticipated series, as they say.
Yeah.
And then they're doing Second Place, #1, by Ben Goldsmith, with art by Ed Smith. Ben Goldsmith sounds familiar. What do I know him from? It's a mockumentary comic about bodybuilding aliens.
Interesting.
Yeah. Probably not my speed, but you never know. Anything from Square Enix? Final Fantasy VII Remake material, Ultimania hardcover. That's one of your favorite games of all time, is it not?
Which one? 6?
7.
7's up there. 6 is my goat, but 7's up there. Yeah, but this is based on the remake. So, blah.
Blah, he says.
Blah.
Titan's going to give us Cowboy Bebop, #1 of 4.
That's cool. The new Cowboy Bebop live-action TV series coming in Netflix in November.
And is this a remake of the anime that exists, or an all-new interpretation?
I'm assuming an all-new interpretation.
Because I may have seen a Cowboy Bebop anime back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't tell you a thing about it.
There you go.
A lot of Doctor Who. What kind of covers are we getting for Gun Hunting #4?
Oh, you name it, we're getting it. We are going deep. We're even giving us the cosplay covers.
Somebody's cosplaying Gun Hunting. That's awesome.
But this is 4 of 4.
It's over. That's it. Done. And Tomorrow's Publishing always puts out some interesting magazines. They're all like 10, $15, but they look pretty neat. Valiant's nothing, not launching anything new.
Yeah, Harbingers, Ninjax, all that fun stuff.
These are all just collections, right?
Yeah.
Anything from Vault? Oh, End After End, #1. Kind of intriguing.
Walter Willem's end was fast and unexpected. His was an unremarkable life, so how is it that his story continues as cannon fodder in an endless war raged against an insatiable darkness hell-bent on consuming all of existence?
Yeah.
Tale as old as time.
We Ride Titans, #1, from Vault.
I hate the formatting of these. It's killing me.
Yeah, it's hard to find out where this stuff is. But it's trying to keep your family from imploding is a tall order. Kit Cobbs is about to find out this is even taller order when that family has been piloting the Titan that protects New Hyperion from Kaiju. Ugh. You lost me. Yeah, I don't like Vault's design.
Yeah.
Their ads at all.
Yeah, it hurts my eyes. From White Owl, we has the NES Encyclopedia. So, the old Nintendo Entertainment System.
Very cool.
And then there's also the Super Nintendo Encyclopedia. So, 780 games on the Super Nintendo, and it looks like 714 games in the NES they're talking about.
Yeah.
And there's a few Zenoscope things, and that's usually about the end of her.
Okay, well, there's one thing left. There was a band that you used to dig a lot. Five Finger Death Punch.
Uh-huh. I wouldn't say a lot, but yeah.
I thought you liked them.
They're all right.
I thought they were your jam. Okay. Anyway, lead singer of Five Finger Death Punch, Ivan Moody, has Dirty Poetry hardcover coming out from Z2.
Okay.
I think it's kind of it's a book of poems with dark art, with dreamscapes in the upside down dreamscapes in the mind of its readers, written by Ivan Moody himself with haunting ink and watercolor illustrations by Blake Armstrong. But I always like these band crossovers into comics.
Oh yeah, I always liked it when we had our good friend from My Chemical Romance do all his stuff, and then we've had
Say Anything guy.
Yeah, Say Anything. We've had quite a bit of people. Coheed and Cambria.
Yeah, that's right. Coheed and Cambria.
From them, so very cool. So yeah, that's worth checking out.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's
Z2.
It's a pricey hardcover.
Hey, aren't they all?
Yes. And then Zenoscopes continues to try to reel me in. And every time I read a Zenoscope, I usually enjoy it. It's just but it's kind of forgettable, It doesn't stick with you. But they're usually enjoyable if you have a short week.
There you go. Something to check out.
And then I think we get into manga at that point. So I think that's about all she wrote for the back half. Let's head on over to Cover Price and see what's going on.
All right, our Cover Price top 10. Let's look at the stuff that's moving on the secondary market, what the popular things are at the moment. Starting at rank 10, we have the Eternals #1 from Marvel from 1976. Oh, we got 26 copies moving on this one. 7-day trend. A CGC 9.8 going for $2,200. What more can we say about the Eternals? Let's just get it out so we can watch it.
Okay, so interesting here. This is significantly lower than what it sold for in May.
Yes.
It sold for $3,800 in May. We're seeing this starting to happen. We had an ASM 100 or an ASM 1 that we were talking about on the Patreon Slack, and we were watching that auction, and it sold for like 4,000 or 5,000 less than the average. We're seeing what was the other one? Saga #1 is down a bit.
Yeah.
From what it was selling for at its highest. So, is the bubble of the COVID bubble that was blowing prices up coming back down, or is this just a momentary lull, and they'll pop back up again?
That is the question.
Yes, I'm curious to watch this and see what happens.
At rank 9, we have Brightest Day #4 from DC in 2010. This issue features the first appearance of Jackson Hyde, who later becomes Aqualad. This book is trending as Jackson gears up to take the mantle of Aquaman in the recently released Aquaman The Becoming series. Note that while Jackson as Aqualad first appears on the cover of Brightest Day #10, which reveals his initial partial origin, which is altered post-rebirth, he doesn't actually become Aqualad until Teen Titans #10 in 2016. Regardless, this first appearance of Jackson is the market favorite, moving 22 copies and $30 for Raw. At rank 8, we're still talking about Moon Knight #1, the John Tyler Christopher. This time we have a New York Comic Con negative variant. A lot of white on that cover. New York Comic Con has ended, however, many of the exclusives that came from it are heating up in the aftermarket. The negative variant has been very popular. 17 copies on the secondary market, and a raw copy for $185. Whew.
That's dumb.
Yeah. At rank 7, we have Deadpool Black, White, and Blood #3, the Stan Sakai 125. We've talked before about Stan Sakai doing things that don't involve a rabbit, and that's usually a pretty big deal.
Yeah, and it looks nice.
Yep, almost $100 for a raw, 4 times the ratio. At rank 6, we have Moon Knight #3. Hunter's Moon, first appearance. We've talked quite a bit about this. CGC 9.8, $190.
There was a stack of them on the rack still.
Oh, yeah?
You can still get this for cover price if you
There you
go to your LCS.
Venom Lethal Protectors #1 from 93 is kind of a Venom spoiler, so skip. We don't want to talk about Venom spoilers, do we?
No, not unless it's too soon.
55 copies, $260 for CGC 9.8. Fantastic Four '94 from 1969. One of the breakout stars of the recent WandaVision Disney Plus series was Agatha Harkness, as portrayed by actress Kathryn Hahn. Fans of the show were disappointed when the lead actress Elizabeth Olsen was quoted back in June as saying she would be shocked if the show was renewed, blah, blah, blah. But limited series, spin-off, blah, blah, blah. This thing's blowing up, 36 copies, $1,500 for a CGC 9.4. So we'll have to see what actually ends up falling with all this. There's been some different rumors blowing around about what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, can Agatha Harkness get hotter?
Yeah, no kidding.
I don't know.
At rank 3, we have Marvel Holiday Special #1 from 1991. Wow, that's an odd one. In a recent tweet from James Gunn responding to a fan's question of any shot we get introduced to the new character in Galaxy of the Guardians Holiday Special, he responded with, "In my incredibly suggestive and admittedly often odd opinion, we'll be introducing one of the greatest MCU characters of all time." This immediately sent folks speculating on who this could be, when most landed on the most powerful mutant in the Marvel Comics universe, Santa. That's right, in this holiday special issue, Cerebro discovers the most powerful Omega-level mutant it's ever registered, which turns out to be the Christmas icon. So 41 copies moved, $45 for a raw copy for the first appearance of Santa.
What?
What? That's where we're at now.
What? All right.
Prophet #1 from 1993. It was recently announced by the Hollywood Reporter that Jake Gyllenhaal and director Sam Hargrave's team for Studio 8's Prophet and Gyllenhaal will star as John Prophet, a man conscripted by Germans near the end of World War II and subjected to scientific experiments that gave him superhuman strength, which is based on Rob Liefeld's comic. 69 copies on the secondary market, $75 for a CGC 9.8. So I think some more room to grow on maybe.
Yeah, I'm not even paying attention at that.
And Youngblood number 2, the pink logo variant from 1992. If you recall, back in May, it was announced that Mark Guggenheim was set to pen the script for the film by Studio 8. This was the last time when it landed in the number 1 spot, although it was trending for months previous to the hints that Rob Liefeld had dropped via Twitter. The market moved swiftly in this issue even back then, though the price stayed relatively reasonable. Yet this new Jake Gyllenhaal cast as Prophet has reignited the market once again for the first appearance of Youngblood for his first appearance in Youngblood number 2. $365 for CGC 9.8. Also worth noticing that the green logo has moved 63 copies, but for a lower 135 for a CGC 9.8.
Okay, I didn't remember the pink logo stuff.
Yeah,
that's interesting. All right. At rank 11, we have Department of Truth number 13. The New York Comic Con Javen Jordan. This is an homage to Dr. Dre's The Chronic, of course. Sold just 11 copies, but had a high sale of $170 for a raw copy. It seems a little high, so curious if that's true or not. Oh, it is an NYCC, so it's a con variant. That makes sense. My beloved Moon Knight number 1 from 1980 comes in at rank 12. First issue sold another 17 copies and had a high sale of $586 for a CBCS 9.8. At rank 13, we have Star Wars number 1 from Marvel in 1977. Continued chatter around the Obi-Wan series wrapping production has fans getting excited for additional Disney Plus news. This helped sell 16 copies and had a high sale of $1,124.95 for a CBCS 9.6. At rank 14, we have Young Avengers Presents number 3 from 2008, a Marvel book that focuses on Wiccan and speed, has been increasing lately. Their Spotlight issue sold 15 copies and had a high sale of just $40.86 for a raw copy. Also might be some movement there if those characters continue to get spec love. At rank 15, we have Invincible number 44 from Image in 2007. It's been rumored that Anissa and her controversial story arc, whose first appearance is in this issue, may appear in Invincible Season 2. While this is unconfirmed, it sold 12 copies, had a 7-day trend of 147%, and a high sale of $275 for a CGC 9.8. I'd be curious to see if they actually go through with that and put her storyline on in an animated series. There might be some outcry over that. We'll see. At rank 16, we have Spawn number 1 from 1992, the Image book. Spawn continues to sell. It's getting $50 for an Ear Mint raw copy, and sold 19 copies and had, I think, what was it, $51.45 as the high sale. X-Men number 11 comes in at rank 17. This book from Marvel in 1992 is just one of many Jim Lee 90s X-Men run getting a lot of attention. Nostalgic fan favorite covers are selling for premiums and high grade. This sold just 11 copies, but had a high sale of $224.99 for a CGC 9.8. At rank 18, we have DC Horror Presents Soul Plumber number 1, the Riley Rossmo 1 in 25. That was a cool cover.
It is a neat cover.
The new series with a very difficult 1 in 25 variant is helping this trend this week. Sold 23 copies and a high sale of $50 for a raw copy. The Tula Lute 1 in 25 Righteous Thirst for Vengeance number 1 from Image comes in at 19. This new Image series has fans seeking out the incentive covers. It sold 20 copies and had a high sale of $34. I read both of those, Soul Plumber and Righteous Thirst for Vengeance. Both pretty good. I would give Righteous Thirst for Vengeance the edge. It's a little better, but it is Remender.
There you go.
And at rank 20, we have Red Sonja, number 2, the Tony Fleeks Trish Forstner variant with the Stray Dogs cover. It sold 12 copies and had a high sale of $10 for a raw copy.
Good old Stray Dogs.
Good old Stray Dogs, still doing it, keeping it real. Now that we've got some hot stuff out of the way, let's take a look at some FOCs that you can place this weekend.
Absolutely. Our FOC is our final order cutoff. It's our last bite at the apple for a few items coming out here in the next upcoming weeks. It looks like a lot of this stuff is slated to come out November 9th through the beginning of December. But we get a little bit of chance to check out a few things and see if we want to add them to our order. We get a nice little curated list from our good friends at Deep Discount Comics. And they are very nice to send us all their prices and everything here so we can add a few things to our order. I think it's a big trick by them because they always know that we're going to spend some extra money and add a few things to their order, and by golly, they're always correct.
Yes. And look at Batman 89.
Yeah.
Number 4, the cover B, Babs Tarr's back.
Babs Tarr's back, right?
I haven't seen her doing much for a while. That's cool. That's a nice cover she's done.
Yep, very cool cover she's done.
I like the Rose Besh Future State Gotham number 7 cover B. I like that a lot.
Not as good as I thought. She's done better work than that. That's disappointing for her in my mind.
Well, okay. Can I like it still?
You can absolutely still like it.
Thank you. The I Am Batman 3 has a Kim Jacinto cardstock variant. I kind of like it. It's got some movement to it. It's pretty neat. I don't think I've seen this Kim Jacinto before, so
There you go.
Interesting.
There may be a Flock to the Superman Sons of Kal-El 5, the cover C, the Travis Moore cover.
Oh, there you go. Where are we talking about?
Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 5, the cover C.
The Almost Kiss?
Yes.
That's better than the sitting on the ledge?
In my mind, yes.
Gotcha.
A few of our Scout offerings, which are also due on Sunday. I didn't do White Ash, so I'm not really interested in that, so we are good on those. Phenom X number 1 from Image. Let's see. Aram Rappaport and Joe Mikiak. Wasn't this the one that was supposed to be... I thought this was somebody else writing this.
Well, it does have a cover B by McFarlane.
Well, it's the John Leguizamo one. His name's at the very top of it, but it's not on Previews World.
Oh.
This is the one John Leguizamo is also writing.
That must be be the connection.
Yeah, there we are. I did clicked off. I clicked a different cover than cover A. So yeah, on cover A, it's John Leguizamo, Aram Rappaport, and Joe Mikiak on writing on this one. Wrongfully imprisoned and desperate to regain his freedom, Max Gomez agrees to become a subject in an underground government experiment.
Where I like when band members cross over and do comics. I do not like it when actors do.
Oh. What about 7-foot-tall basketball players?
No. Also no. Which one's that?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh, yeah. What was that? I forgot about that one.
Yeah, he did a few things.
We're getting the second Righteous Thirst of Vengeance, which I mentioned earlier.
And a second print of the first issue.
Yes. And issue 6 for 6 sidekicks of Trigger Keaton. Looks really good. Stillwater's back with issue 11. Good stuff there. Dark Horse doing anything for us? Not really.
I didn't catch anything there. It didn't seem like a lot of actual comics. So yeah.
IDW giving us High Republic, the Monster of Temple Peak. its fourth issue. No variants, just a single issue. That's cool.
Down into Marvel, Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, #1. The Scotty Young is friggin' adorable and features Pizza Dog.
Yeah, way to cash in. Make sure to get this. I'm glad that they're getting this stuff out in time for the series,
Yeah.
which is this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it next year?
No, it should be. It's Christmas, homie.
Oh, it's Christmas.
A lot of people talking about the Noto variant as the one they're looking for. The Todd Knock headshot is the price increased one. I'm not impressed.
You don't like the Todd Knock?
No, I don't.
The Noto variant's nice.
Yeah.
That'll do well. One Piece, though. That's a weird choice.
The penultimate issue of the X-Men Trial of Magneto. House of Slaughter going to a second print for Boom. Both covers going to a second print. They're second printing the cover A, the cover B, and the 10 copy incentive.
Now, is from the Dynamite NYX, is that Rose Besh do anything for you?
What is it?
NYX from Dynamite?
Let me find it real quick. There's too many covers.
They all look very similar, but they're all different artists.
Yeah. I prefer the NYX 11 copy FOC incentive TMNT homage variant. Like Ken
Gotcha.
Hazer. I like that one better.
And we're not going to read this because it's a spin-off, right?
Sure. Okay, so when is local comic book shop day?
Oh, I looked that up. What was that? Local comic shop day is when? November 24th, Wednesday.
Gotcha. So local comic book shop day 2021, House of Slaughter #1. There is a second print of a local comic shop day item. That seems odd to me, so...
Yeah, and I didn't realize local comic shop day stuff was... I thought it was more expensive than $4. I thought they were high.
Yeah. There is no discount whatsoever for your retailers on those, so sometimes they mark them up.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, I see what you're saying. Interesting. Chicken Devil gets a second issue. Second issue of Snifter of Death. Snifter, I just like saying Snifter.
Yep.
Life is Strange, Settling Dust, #2 of 4.
Mm-hmm.
From Titan. Aftershock gives us My Date with Monsters, #1. Who's this? Paul Tobin, Andy McDonald. 7 years ago, an attempt to weaponize dreams resulted in holes being punched through the world we know and into the world of dreams. Nightmarish creatures now stalk the land, sprouting from and killing anyone unlucky enough to dream. The only way to save the world is for certain people to have their dreams come true.
All right, Drew. This is the point of the podcast where I ask for your FOC pick of the week.
Man, I wasn't writing anything down. I was just looking.
You were enjoying yourself. I'm going to go ahead and take the Hawkeye Kate Bishop #1 Noto variant.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick.
Yes.
What was I just talking about? What did I just click on
Oh, I wasn't listening at all. I'm sorry.
in the back half? Missed it.
It wasn't My Date with Monsters, was it? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the number one?
Yep, Paul Tobin. From
My Date.
Aftershock.
I'm gonna go with that one. Recency bias there, but I'm gonna take it anyway.
Those are the two things that we're making sure to add to our FOCs because we do not want to chase them on the secondary market. We want to get them in our boxes when everything else comes in. Drew, we've looked to things coming out in the future. Let's look at some more of the items heating up on the secondary market. Let's go to our good friends at cbsi.com, comicbookinvest.com, and look at their Hot 10 list. And just to mix things up, I'm going to start with number 1, Misfit City #1 by Kiwi Smith and Kurt Lusgarten. Jumped from just a cover price book to $50 after it was announced that this would be an HBO show. The premise sounds a little like The Goonies and or Stranger Things, which is a good start for sure. We will see how this one goes from here. And we have at rank 2 Avengers 257, multiple $600 sales for CGC 9.8s, a $350 sale for a 9.6, and even $150 for a measly 9.2. All record highs. I don't know if people are just waking up to the importance of Nebula or what's really going on.
Yeah, people are way too into Nebula. I don't get it.
At rank 3, we have the Department of Truth #13, Javon Jordan NYCC variant. Almost doubling in price since last week and now up to over $180. This one does not appear to be a flash in the pan. It's going to insert a really bad dad joke in here, using the Chronic, but heck with it. At rank 4, we have Gun Hunting #1, the Warren Lule variant, limited to 500, which is now live. Copies are selling for $175 to $200. I'm guessing this one is being picked up by people that are wine connoisseurs.
Not just fans of naked ladies.
Nope, just AR-15s and wine people.
Yeah.
At rank 5, we have the Fantastic Four #67. A 7.5 is going from between $850 to $1,000, which was, $350 to $400 6 months ago. A 4.0 selling for $315. This could be replaced with Thor 165 or Marvel Premiere #1. They are all pretty interchangeable at this point. I get that there might be renewed interest, but this spec has honestly been played out over half a decade at this point. Is there really a massive interest in this character? Must not be, as the price didn't jump as much as we would have expected. At rank 6, Convergence, Superman #2. This is literally the only thing that came out of Convergence that anybody cares about. Dan Jurgens, with all the media attention being given to Jonathan Kent, I should be surprised that this first baby appearance doubled in price to $40. Am I the only one that is still questioning how an alien can have kids with a human? But oh well, moving on.
Oh, okay. That Fantastic Four is Adam Warlock you were telling me about. Okay. Took me a while.
And at rank 7, Superman, Son of Kal-El, #2. Cover price up to $15 to $20. First appearance of Jay Nakamura, and similar to #7 above. You can see why the price bump. At rank 8, Bloodstone, #1 by Abnett and Lanning. 9.8s are now $800, and raw near mint copies are between $300 and $350 if, and it is a big if, she is cast and hits it out of the park. We will all wish that we had bought in at this price.
Bloodstone, huh?
Yeah. Just trying to look at something real quick.
What are you doing?
Just looking at if that casting is something I didn't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I don't know
Philadelphia
either.
number 1, the Todd McFarlane variant. It has settled into the $10 to $20 range until this week. For some reason, people started buying it and paying a premium, and it's now $35 to $40. At rank 10, Saga number 1, Drew, by our good friends Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. This one has continued upward all year, starting at around $400 in January for 9.8. It is now up to $800 or more for the same 9.8 copy. When the next issue hits January in 2022, it will have been 3.5 years hiatus, which is incredible that interest in the series really never waned during that stretch. Good luck on the next 54 issues. We agree.
Well, that just flies in the face of what I just said.
There you go.
I thought it was dropping. They're saying it's still going up.
There you go. Hawkeye, blind spot number 1. Jim McCann writing this. $40. I guess some people are speculating that Hawkeye's older brother will show up at some point in the Hawkeye show. So just FYI. And the other honorable mention, Punch Comics number 12. I don't know what to say here. Last month, a 4.0 copy sold for $36,000, which is higher than any copy in any grade has ever sold other than the 8.0 pedigree. This week, a 0.5 incomplete trimmed C2 restored copy sold for $7,000. Pure insanity. Unless you want this book really, 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 really bad.
Yeah, well, that's weird.
Yes.
Now the Hawkeye, they really expect a lot of stuff to be jammed into that one season of Hawkeye, don't they? Because they're specking on like everything except Pizza Dog.
Yeah.
Why not? Why is Pizza Dog not getting specced on?
Where's our dog love?
It doesn't make any sense to me. And I mean, I don't know. I would think that would be. I don't know. I think that would be one.
Who knows? All right, Drew, let's head on over and do our sneak peek at next week. Let's look at the comics coming out in your local comic shop this coming Wednesday. Just a reminder before we get into that, head on over to patreon.com, search Comics for Fun and Profit. Throw us a couple bones and be part of our Patreons. You will get exclusive early access to interviews. You will get premium access to the Slack channel where you can hear us argue with each other in text format. Sometimes we're even funnier there. Yes. Giveaways. We got a 9.8 to give away here soon, and the only way you can win that is to be in the Patreon. And right now, your odds are awesome. So throw us some money, get in that, and you could win a dope, and I do mean dope book.
Yeah, we talked to Adam Pastory today. He's decided to give away 2 more.
Oh,
so we're going to give away November and a December.
That's
9.8 CGC, so just in time for the holidays. A gift for yourself.
Yes.
And the list we have is Haha number 1, Demon Days, X-Men number 1,
Ooh.
Marauders 3, Amazing Spider-Man 21, Catwoman 9, Superman Endless Winter Special number 1, Red Sonja Valentine's Day Special, The Joker number 1, Secret Wars 5, Batgirl 50, or Geiger number 1. So you have multiple covers to choose from on some of those. So if these are all 9/8s, sealed and gifted to you, shipping is on Adam even. So your choice of any of those if you are selected. So to be selected, you've got to be a patron. We had a new patron this week that we're gonna do a shout out next week because our show's running way long. So we'll give him some love next week. But yeah, you need to be a patron so you can be a part of this and interact with us and have fun and win stuff. How cool is that?
Absolutely. All right, now let's head on over to Linear Distributions and look for the stuff coming out on the 19th. We have a really nice Clayman cover for the Batman Catwoman number 8.
That is interesting, isn't it? It's different than I've seen before.
Exactly,
I like that.
Yeah. Very cool. And it's not featuring Catwoman at all.
Yeah.
You can pick up the Batman Last Night on Earth trade paperback. $25 book there, but encompassing that whole storyline.
Great Black Manta number 2 cover by Valentine Delandro.
Mm-hmm.
Holy smokes, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Jenny Frison crushing a Catwoman cover.
Yes, absolutely.
And you've seen some of the Jenny Frison movement. You might as well just gobble up all her stuff.
Yeah, she's doing great. Cliff Chang with a nice Catwoman Lonely City #1, the B cover. Cliff Chang writing this 4-issue Catwoman Lonely City series as well.
Oh, it's a black label. That's going to be great.
Yeah, it's something about a black and white cover where just the blue eyes. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
It speaks Selena Kyle. And it's cool because it's a very older and aged up Catwoman. So I cannot wait to see where that story goes. Holy cow! Dollhouse Family has a trade. The Hill House imprint. Wow.
Nightwing 85. Look at that. That looks
awesome.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
I like when him and Batgirl on the cover is always nice.
With the spine tingler suit.
Yeah. The spine machine.
That's right. Refrigerator full of heads. We talked about that B cover and how much I like it. And I like that Superman Son of Kal-El #4. Just the cover A is really cool. Just the speed burst out of the old barn or whatnot.
Oh, okay. I was wondering I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like cover B too. It's very nice.
All right, heading over to our Image books. We've talked about this reissue of Ant #1 just a decade after it originally came out. We're getting paid. And we had King Spawn, and now we have Gunslinger Spawn. $6 a book. Todd McFarlane, Les Cott. Gunslinger Spawn is a good character, so we shall see what they do with this. But we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 covers here. Plus, I think there's some extra stuff as well. Speaking of King Spawn, second print of issue 1. And it's got its 3rd issue out.
And that's Robert Kirkman. That's Robert Kirkman drawing that Gunslinger Spawn. That is amazing. I did not know he had that in him.
No.
Wow.
That is pretty rad.
I think I flip-flopped on getting that because of the $6 price tag. But I wish I would have now. That's really nice.
Yeah. He has some skills.
Yeah. Who knew? Well, probably a lot of people.
Mostly his family, people.
Yeah.
Helicopter #1 by Brian Haberlin. We talked about that and that it looks pretty good.
Nita Hawes Nightmare Blog. That's a great cover. Oh my goodness.
Don't even click on the Ice Cream Man covers because they are freaky. Oh, or the Nightmare Blog. Why did I click on that? Oh, jeez. That Matina Cthulhu cover is awesome.
Where you at?
Nita Hawk's Nightmare Blog #1.
Yeah.
The Matina cover on that one.
You could buy all 3 of those. They're all pretty wicked.
They're all very well done.
Anything in Dark Horse?
Not a lot of real books here. Killer Queen, Masters of the Universe is finishing up there. Tales from Country Folk. Nothing I care about. Critical Role Tales of Exandria #1 for all you Critical Role fans. Their 4-issue series written by Darcy Van Polgeest and art by Couple of Kooks. Down into the IDWs where we have Dungeons and Dragons Mindbreaker #1. We go directly from whatever I was talking about just a second ago. the Critical Role directly into Dungeons and Dragons. So 2 different publishers, 2 different Dungeons and Dragons books.
I like that TMNT 122 Nishijima cover A. I like that a lot. That's a great cover right there.
Turtles playing poker.
Well, I don't think they're playing poker, but I get what it kind of looks like it, I guess.
Yeah, shut up and let me have this.
You could have it. Death of Doctor Strange #2 from Marvel. Looking forward to that one.
Mm-hmm.
What is? Oh, is this a Halloween comic from the Hawkeye #1?
Yep. Hawkeye #1 Halloween comic extravaganza.
Those don't do. That's not a thing, right? Those Halloween Fest comics never really did anything, did they?
No.
What do you think? Do we care about Phoenix Song Echo?
Echo could end up being something, but nah.
No. Now we got another Star Wars High Republic Halloween.
Mm-hmm. I think it's just $1 reprints or 50-cent reprints that we're slapping the word Halloween on.
So do we count that as like a subsequent printing, or is it like not even that?
I think it's not even that.
We don't even count that as that.
Correct. Purgatory #1 from Dynamite. Debut issue from the team that brought you Seismic Vampirella versus Purgatory series. More of the same.
More of the same. If you like them, you like them.
That's right. If you
Third issue of
you already know.
Third issue of Eat the Rich. I'm looking forward to that one. Ma, I still haven't read that first issue. It's sitting on my stack.
More of the same.
Looking at some of the back half stuff. Gun Hunting #2 was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Who is Kendrick Lim?
Yeah, he's Adam Hughes' disciple, isn't he?
Is he?
Kind of. Art Jeremy.
Yep. And we do have yet another one of our cosplay covers. Cover D photo.
Not All Robots hits issue 3. Man, those first 2 issues were great. Well worth the read.
What was Never Never from Heavy Metal? I remember
that was that.
That's the one. The other one I liked that I wanted
Peter
to mention
Pan
earlier.
thing.
Yeah, that looks awesome. A thugged out steampunk version of Tinkerbell on the cover. I friggin' love it. I need to go back and read that just because I want to find out what's going on here.
That's all I had.
Yeah, I'm not sure about Victoria Revenge. Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask if you're a pick of the week. What's the one thing to make sure you walk into your local comic book shops this coming Wednesday and say, give it to me?
I know I hate to do it, but I gotta do a $6 Gunslinger Spawn with the Kirkman cover.
Kirkman cover.
Hats off, Robert Kirkman. You didn't embarrass yourself.
There you go.
Pretty good.
That's awesome. And I am heading down to our good friends at Gun Honey #2. Where was I with that? And just grabbing the cover A. I just think it's awesome. That Kendrick Lim cover. If you want to go a little deeper and get the 10 copy version of it, I would recommend that as well if you can get yourself a good deal on it. It's just awesome.
Yeah, yeah, good stuff.
All right, Drew. Thank you for heading with me. We want to tell everybody we appreciate you tagging along with us through this long episode of the items coming out next week and our sneak peeks. Again, I told you about the Patreons and all the fun stuff, and we appreciate you. For Drew and for myself, see ya.